AFC East, but I still believe coming into the season that the odds are better served for Green Bay than the New York Jets, simply by the level of competition in their respective division. Now, the New York Jets haven't won a division title since 2002. They've been in last place in the AFC East in 6 of the last 7 seasons. In the last 12 years that Aaron Rodgers was in Green Bay, they won a division 8 different damn times, okay? And oh, by the way, in terms of recently, the squad that he had that was in an NFC championship game, that was in a divisional playoff game against San Francisco thereafter, those brothers are still there. Christian Watson is there. Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? He's still there. Aaron Jones is coming out of the backfield. He's still there. Your offensive line is expected to improve, okay? And now you've got Jordan Love, who they've been raving about in terms of what they've seen in the preseason. And a defense, although ranked 17th last year, most of those brothers are still there and intact.
Greg, this is the 80th million time that somebody's referenced the defense, and
well, they give a lot of the same guys are back from the 17th ranked defense.
They've been back for the last 3 years. The core of the defense has been. Look, and to be honest, Stephen A. Smith is wrong here from a best chance to win from a Vegas odds perspective. The Jets have the second best odds to win the AFC East, so him to say the Packers have
according
the best
to
chance,
who though?
Caesars.
Yeah. My point is not according to the Stephen A. board. On the Stephen A. Smith board, the odds are better for the Packers to win the NFC North.
Now, the Packers did leapfrog the Bears. They are third in the division in terms of odds at plus 375.
The optimism continues to rise.
Some say the Sharps jumped on the Packers when there was value at the plus 400s.
Look, Stephen A. Smith just said he thinks the Jets and the Packers are going to win their divisions, respectively. And he feels even better about picking the Packers to win their division than he does the New York Jets. Everybody, has their own opinion. I
think we're all drunk.
I don't entirely disagree with his premise, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that the AFC East is such a better division, like if the New England Patriots were in the NFC North, they would be just as likely to win that division probably as the Vikings, or like they'd be more in the Vikings and Lions camp, right?
Probably,
and they're the clear fourth team when it comes to odds to win that division in the AFC East. You have the Bills, you have the Dolphins. So I understand the overall premise, but I do think that the Packers' expectations have to rise with the optimism, right? If we started out by saying the expectations for this Packers team, which were being tempered by Matt LaFleur and the Packers themselves, was, hey, could they win 6-7 games? You look like, Jordan Love is the guy, and that's a good thing. To me, the expectations for the Packers is they're a playoff team. If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think you have to consider this season a failure despite how young that offense is. Like, the fact that the expectations now, because expectations aren't always self-manufactured, they are basically a product of perception. And the perception of this Packers team right now is that they have just as good a chance as anybody to win the NFC North. And they're the green and gold. They're the G. Like, I think if this team doesn't make the playoffs, then you have to look and say, okay, where really were the failures? Whereas I started this offseason with the expectations league-wide and I think nationally and locally even of being, all right, could they just be okay? Could they win some games here? Could they steal some games? And it's a season where you figure out what Jordan Love is. The expectations have risen significantly.
It's almost like it's the Packers' own fault, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the standpoint of, like, all right, in the preseason games that Jordan Love has played in, there's been some bad series, there's been some learning series, and then there's been one good series that he's played particularly well in each and every preseason game. And whether or not they're opening up the playbook, they're obviously not in the preseason because they've limited the chances they're going to take with him and in putting him in a good spot to succeed. The perception of the Packers is that, look, Jordan Love isn't, a dumpster fire as people keep saying. He is a starter level quarterback. And when you start putting those type thoughts into the Green Bay Packers after the last 30 years, if they have a quarterback that is able to compete, they've been able to find their way over the last 30 years. So what over the last 30 years is winning. And Torey Lowe has mentioned it. Why should I lower my expectations when we've had Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers? And so because Jordan Love has played well, and it has been preseason, the perception has grown. And beyond Stephen A. Smith, there are a lot of people who have changed their expectations. I would say even Josh DiMaggio a guy who didn't even want to see Jordan Love play in the preseason. Josh, do you think it's fair to say him playing in the preseason has changed your perception a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
And that being said, now expectations are rising.
Well, now preseason matters in Josh's world, right?
Yeah, you could see stuff.
That's what I was saying, Josh. We're yelling at each other.
You can't learn anything.
Yeah, and look, pressure is a privilege. Like, it's a good thing. And I mean, Packers fans, I don't think need to hide from the expectations. I think that they are what they are at this point. The fact that they're rising is a good thing. It's something you should be happy with. However, Justin from Milwaukee says people are wild, man. We're an injury or two away from the pass-catching group being one of the worst groups this franchise has ever put on the field. I'm just living in reality.
I said we're all kind of drunk.
Hillsy asked, did Ben get the wherefore art thou Romeo reference?
Shakespeare.
Billy
boy.
800-990-3776. Benny, why don't you tell us about your friends at Palermo's Pizza?
It's so screaming good, baby. Whether it be the tavern-style pizza or the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, you got the OGs and you got the thin and crispy. Greg, we're going to be here late night tonight. We got some
popping in some Palermo's
pizza.
Pizza.
Popping in some Palermo's for our auction draft tonight. Going to be a fun night. Pizza, Palermo's, fun. It's my celebratory pizza. You know why? Because I'm already celebrating Greg and I's great draft that we're going to have. I prepped last night. He prepped. We got our values. We're ready to go. And so, you know what? We're going to draft a couple players, and those slices of pizza from Palermo's are going to taste just that much better. Always good. Going to be great tonight. Palermo's Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer.
1 or 0 coming up next. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
So the best part about my girlfriend is also, like, she doesn't lie to me. She's like, hey,
Ben,
you should...
I don't even know if...
No, this is going to be...
Your girlfriend lies to you.
a lot.
Josh.
That was unnecessary, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, like, she wants me to try out for this, like, chili cooking competition. I'm like, my chili's not that good, but she thinks it's amazing. And I don't think she's lying about that.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Delays are sticking around along 43 southbound. Basically from Silver Spring, it's going to be solid pretty much all the way through the Marquette interchange onto 4394 southbound. Part of the problem, left shoulder's blocked with a broken down vehicle right about at Fond du Lac Ave. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We've also got southbound 41 backed up a bit from Silver Spring down to Burleigh. And then back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange down and around the Hale on the southbound bypass. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, breezy, and cool. A low of 57 at the lake, 50 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The postseason push is on! Be here as the Brewers battle the Phillies Friday, September 1st through Sunday, September 3rd. Show your school pride at College Theme Night on September 1st, presented by GE Healthcare. Plus, get set for September baseball with the Brewers Fleece Vest giveaway on Saturday the 2nd, presented by Hupie and Abraham. Get your seats today at brewers.com/promotions.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an old-fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon old-fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's Old Fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Labor Day sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on fall essentials for your home, work, and vehicles. Like 20% off Carhartt denim pants for the family, assorted KT designer welding helmets, $69.99. All Fram oil filters start at $5.49. $2 off Robic septic tank treatment. Plus, when your car's in the shop, get 10% off in-store purchases with $100 spent on tire and auto service. See store for details. Tires and batteries, trust and care. A Blaine's Farm and Fleet promise since 1955.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
What can you do in about an hour? You could take a nap, do some cleaning, have lunch with a friend, watch your favorite show, take a yoga class, go to the gym, or buy a car. At Ewald Automotive, you'll be in and out in about an hour. Go to ewaldauto.com, select the vehicle you're interested in, and get your instant price. Get a firm trade-in offer, customize your payment option, and even add your own protection plans. Then head to the dealership, and you'll be in and out in about an hour.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back, and bigger than ever, with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circus Sports. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, 2 ways to win and no rake. Play Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts, or join Circus Survivor, where you select one team each week straight up. Last the longest to win it all. $14 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circusports.com for details.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Shows left after today of Scalzo and Brust. We're off the rest of this week. We've got all week next week. Coming off of Labor Day, getting Packers fans ready for the Jordan Love era, recapping the beginning of the Luke Fickell era.
Close to crying. This sucks.
4 days after, 4 shows after this. Benny's flying to a golf vacation coming up this weekend.
No, just one round. A lot of beach time.
I will be visiting. It's so weird. Josh, just do some Wonder Zeros. Plus, we're having kids.
Are you a 1 or a 0?
At the same time.
That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0. 1 or 0 is presented by Circa Sports. Play the Circa Million and Circa Survivor with $14 million in guaranteed prizes. Only at Circa Sports. Enter in Vegas. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, we are your contestants for 1 or 0. Josh DiMaggio is your host. He's asking us a question. We say 1 for yes, 0 for no. There is no gray area. Joshy, take it away. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to take it away.
Okay.
Ben Brust was just given something to sign. And
a thank you note.
A thank you note. And not like I'm Ben Brust and practice my signature for thousands of hours in my life, Ben Brust signature, but just write his name like on a card. And person comes in, gives it to Ben. Ben signs it with an exclamation point. 1 or 0, Josh DiMaggio, have you ever signed your name or written your name with an exclamation point?
I've never thought so fondly.
Ben Brust!
It's on brand!
And thank you so much. Thank you.
So, he wrote the thank you note. I was just signing my name. The exclamation point is I agree with everything he's saying.
You're trying to set yourself apart.
Ben Brust!
Trying to be the star of the letter.
Unbelievable.
Did it work?
No. A study published in the journal Scientific Report showed that people who watched immersive videos of other people eating candy had a significant decline in the craving of sweets. 1 or 0. Watching someone eat candy makes you more likely to eat candy.
Isn't it 0?
Yeah.
The study's telling us that watching people eat candy.
I'm asking for your personal experience because
sounds like this was just a way for you to give us your personal experience.
A very specific instance of this that's happened almost every day.
Oh, Josh is fielding a call. But yes, so what happens is Greg has a drawer of candy.
Yes.
One person opens up the drawer of candy, and everyone thinks to themselves, I don't need candy. And then they go, actually, you know what? Toss me one. And then the third person goes, I didn't want candy, but hey, toss me one. And then the fourth person in the room, we all end up eating candy. It's your fault, for the record.
You're welcome for the candy. Yeah, I think the idea of sitting and watching somebody eat a lot of candy is different than one person having candy that's accessible.
You guys grab an Airhead. I'm going to grab an Airhead.
That's a different question.
Yeah, this was dumb. Joshy, we have 5 shows left. Can you step up the 1
4
or
after
zeros?
today.
Stop saying that. It makes it seem like it's gone quicker.
The Aaron Rodgers and Mallory Edens dating rumors began to swirl again this weekend after the model and Milwaukee Bucks heiress posted an Instagram story of herself and a friend attending the Jets' final preseason game. 1 or 0. Do you believe the Edens-Rodgers dating rumors?
I just want to jump ahead of this and say the next 1 or 0 question that Josh Dash asked is completely inappropriate. 1 or 0, Mallory isn't weird enough to date Aaron Rodgers. Like that's just so close-minded from somebody who I thought of as someone who would be open-minded to just about everything. You hate Aaron Rodgers so much that your bias towards his dating life is showing.
I mean, we've all heard Blue talk. Greg sent me a DM late last night of Blue and a friend talking about absolutely nothing for 2.5 minutes straight.
It wasn't 2.5 minutes straight of them talking. It was 2.5 minutes of him talking about how she's transcended this world. It was spectacular. Look, I hope if they are dating each other, they are blissfully happy. And if they're not, then I do think, I guess the better question to me is,
do you care that a Bucks?
No, not at all. I think it's more just there's been enough rumors there. Is it possible they're just platonic friends? That they're just friends and there's, they just get along?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers just hasn't been single for this long.
He does usually run to the next thing pretty quick, whether it goes good or bad.
Yeah, but he's finding, obviously, a
new
different
self. He's a new jet.
Joshy, sometimes you just need to shed the person that you were in order to become the person that you were destined to be.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I think you should take that advice.
Yeah, you got it. After not finding a deal they found adequate to trade Jonathan Taylor, the Colts are no longer plan on trading Jonathan Taylor and plan to keep him on the physically unable to perform list, where he will miss the first 4 games of the season. 1 or 0. If you're unwilling to trade somebody, you should have to pay them.
1, that's absolutely the case. The thing is this seems like a mutually agreed upon, he doesn't really want to play and they don't want him to play situation. Because if he comes out and says, I'm healthy, they can't put him on physically unable. I mean, the kid, but that's doing it dirty. And yes, the answer's 1, the Colts are a poorly run team. That's been obvious.
That's not the one he asked, but yes, the answer is 1. They are a poorly run team. Everything's gone to crap since, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck? It's been 10 years since Andrew Luck now, which is almost crazy. They suck. They ran out Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan last year, had 18 fumbles in 6 games. Disgusting.
This 1 or 0 has been disgusting. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. We're going to pick up the energy here. We're going to Leroy in Milwaukee. Leroy, welcome to Scalzo and Brust. We love you, Leroy. What do you got for us?
I love guys, too, man. Man, I'm sad. I'm sad. Like I was sad, like my guy did with the laugh, Josh. So, Brust, I love you guys, Josh. I love you. You know that. I'm your number 1 fan for life. But Scalzo, you about to hurt my feelings. You about to leave me, man. And I don't like that. I'm just sad. Once again, I don't want you to leave me. I'm going back to this, and I've been with you guys for 4 years now. I don't want you. It's been a while since I've been listening to you guys. I love you guys. Scalzo, Brust, Josh DiMaggio, y'all my family. Scalzo, I'm hurt. Don't leave me, man. One more time. I want to celebrate.
Oh, man. Thank you, Leroy in Milwaukee. I'm not leaving you. I'm just going to be a part of your life in a different way.
Get his number, Josh.
That's it. I'm just going to be part of the
Leroy,
family's
call back
life in a
Josh
different
can
way.
get your number.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Q from Heartland chimes in, says Andrew Luck retired 4 years ago. I believe Ben was talking about when he was drafted, which might have been more than 10 years. It was probably about 10 years ago. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776 to get into the show. Let's quickly go to Mo in Illinois, the backup left tackle of the Scalzo and Brust family, official and unofficial backup left tackle of the Scalzo and Brust family. Of course, the starter is Joe Thomas. Mo, welcome to Scalzo and Brust. What do you got?
Hey, what's going on, guys? First of all, real quick before I begin, I just wish I knew that it was Benny Brust sitting right next to me at Packers training camp in a New York Jets Aaron Rodgers jersey, because I would have done a pass set right there on the spot.
Wait, you were there?
Ben Brust sat right next to me, and I had no idea that was him. I was in my cheesehead visor, and I told him, I like your jersey.
Hey,
probably
Mo.
the only one that said.
Good to see you in person a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I just wish I knew it was you, but that was funny when I saw the video on Twitter. But anyways, I just want to talk about this season, and I am excited about this team, but the one aspect I'm looking for, the one area of the team is Matt LaFleur. I don't think people are talking about it enough. For so long, I think Aaron Rodgers was the scapegoat for this team, but now all eyes, I think, should be on Matt LaFleur and how he's going to run this offense. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. But pack on top, baby. Let's go. We're going undefeated.
Undefeated. Mo in Illinois takes the optimism of Torey Lowe and puts it on another level, raises the bar.
I'm worried about Matt LaFleur, but we're going to go undefeated.
Yeah, I think that this season there's probably a little bit more pressure on Matt LaFleur than there is on Jordan Love.
Shout out, Leroy. We love you.
Just ignoring the conversation. We do love you, Leroy. 800-990-3776. Get 800-990-ESPN. Benny, why don't you tell us about your friends at Water Joe?
It's water with caffeine, baby. It's, you get the 20-ounce soda, you look at the sugar, and you're like, ugh. You look at the energy drinks, and you look at what's in there, you're like, ugh. Well, why not just go with Water Joe then? You can. You can go to Quick Trip, Meijer, Festival Foods, Woodman. You can pick up the 85 milligrams of caffeine in that bottle. It tastes just like water, no off taste. It's absolutely amazing. Gives you the energy you need to get through the day, get through a hangover, give you energy before you go out, whatever it may be, whatever the situation, Water Joe will be there for you. Water with caffeine, no off taste. Pick it up.
Ron in the Key asks, how hurt is Ben Brust that a member of the family was sitting right next to him and didn't recognize him? I saw the pain flash over your face.
No, not
that
really.
hurt you a little bit.
I mean, I was in a Jeff's jersey with a mustache. It wasn't like exactly in like.
I hate to break it to you, Ben. You still look exactly like you with that thin little mustache you have.
Hey, don't make fun of my mustache.
I was the one. I think I was the most complimentary one of it. But yes, it was a thin mustache.
Disgusting. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. I feel like I'm like losing you forever.
I'll be in the wind, Benny.
Turn it up, Josh. Music's got me feeling so free.
We're gonna celebrate and dance so free.
One more time, music's got me feeling so free.
We're gonna celebrate and dance so free.
One more time.
Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. The feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. DJ John, more time. This got the
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
It's so weird that the one thing you're humble about is the thing you're best at, and everything else that you stink at, you think you're the greatest at.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Benny Brust here for the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Enjoy the pool as Labor Day weekend approaches. You got to take advantage of that, and you also have to take advantage of the wonderful facilities in New Berlin. The locker rooms are amazing. It's the cleanest health club you're going to find in the area, and it's a community environment. When you walk in, you feel like you're going to get better, and I have found my better tomorrow by working out with my personal trainer, Maddie, at the Princeton Club. It's just an amazing experience from the time I've started to the time I've been working out for the last year and a half. I continue to want to get better there. Join the Princeton Club.
Sunday Night Baseball hits Houston this week.
The pitch. Good one. Good afternoon. 2-run homer for Tucker, and the Astros lead 2-0.
The rising Astros play host to the falling Yankees.
It's been a disaster this season. And yes, definitely a shock.
Our Sunday Night Baseball coverage gets underway at 5 o'clock right here on Milwaukee's home for Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio, 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. Grabbing one of the go-to beers heading into this fall, and that's Potosi Brewing Company. My guy Wonder from Potosi is back again, and he's got the inside scoop on what sets Potosi apart from all the rest. And that includes giving back with a unique room for patrons to visit at the brewery.
And what's great about Potosi is all profits go to charity. So you're helping your community when you purchase Potosi. Also, what's nice about Potosi is it's also the home of the National Beer Museum. So located in a little small town, they were able to get the National Beer Museum.
Thanks again to Wonder for joining us and telling all about the wonderful things Potosi has to offer. And remember, folks, no matter the season, you have to make sure the fridge is always stocked.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Oh, I cracked the hull of my new ski boat today.
Oh my gosh, why'd you do that?
It's not like I was trying to do it, you know.
Sorry, that's rough, my bad, bro. Did anyone witness this epic fail?
Yes, there's videos galore, and now I'm a meme.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
Over the past year, we've been hard at work improving our sales processes, expanding and remodeling our facilities, investing in new technology, and continuing our commitment to serve our customers, employees, and community. That's why at Boucher, when our customers leave the dealership, we hope we've made a customer for life. Whether you're in need of a new vehicle, are stopping in for routine maintenance, or are in need of collision work, we will be here to help. With 20 locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin and 30 brands, we've got thousands of new and used vehicles for you to choose from. Our dedicated employees have been named a 2022 top workplace for the past 11 years, and we always have been and will continue to be family-owned and operated. Proud to be your Wisconsin family dealership group since 1977. Visit us today at Boucher.com.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Joshie DiMaggio, Ben Brust, and I do 10 days apart. Well, our significant others are. In February, both expecting children. And the show ends in a week and a half. September 8th, Friday. That will be the final Scalzo and Brust show. I
found our first show sheet ever.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Daniel the Sloth asks, how is there only 4 shows left? There's 3 days left this week, 4 days next week. Well, we're both going on vacation here on the second to last week of Scalzo and Brust. And then, of course, next week,
Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday. So we'll be back in action. Anita West Bend chimes in, says feeling very sappy over the ending of this show. It has been such a joy listening to your show every night on my way home from work. I could be having a terrible day, be in a horrible mood, and your show always puts a smile on my face. I have always been able to get a good laugh from all of you. Thank you. I'm also sending this text so I don't call in all weepy on air because I'm usually an emotional wreck and this is not helping. Good luck with everything. I'll miss you both. Anita, Ben, you will still hear on ESPN Wisconsin. Me, probably rarely, but you will still, I'm sure, hear on occasion. I'm not leaving the company. I'm not leaving the market. I will still be here, involved in all of our stations in the Milwaukee market and across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, again, you will still hear. But yes, there's no greater compliment that you could give us than we gave you a little bit of a smile on your way home, especially after a tough day. So thank you. We do not take it lightly, and I will certainly miss the entire Scalzo and Brust family interacting every day. I will still be here. At some point, we're going to make Joshie actually do some work on this family reunion. I still want an event there. He's on the phone, so I'm going to keep talking bad about him.
I'm also okay with people calling in to weep because I will weep with you. So if you want to cry, it's an open place to cry. I will cry with you because I'm still mourning the loss of Greg Scalzo on the radio.
Austin in Whitefish Bay chimes in and says, I gravitated to this show instantly when I moved to the area this summer, and I'm bummed to see it end. Thank you for the constant laughs, being one of the highlights of my work week. Congratulations, Greg. Congratulations to both of you on your growing families.
Maybe I could walk the dog with Austin in Whitefish Bay.
We did, Joshie, me and Benny did a dog walk on Friday night.
How did that go?
You should bring your dog up.
I don't know about that.
Why?
It's not the best. Doesn't play the best with other pups.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. I thought the dog walk
were great.
Yeah, they
settled in nicely.
Yep. Tosin and Chris is going to miss you, Scalzo. My drive home won't be the same without DiMaggio's Pizza serving up Scalzone and crust. Good luck with your future. Hope you pop back in and say hi to the fam or whatever show is next for Big Time Benny B.
This is sad.
Joe and the Boonies. I may give Ben a hard time, but dang, I'll miss you guys. Congrats to you guys on a great run. Kevin in Sheboygan says, wait, if Scalzo's the boss now, can he make Ben do a show with Jesse Nelson? Here's the thing, is I would love nothing more to do that, but then I just feel for
the audience.
Everybody listen.
Yeah. We got to set the station up for success.
All right. I'll get to a lot of these other ones a little bit later on. I will get to them, but we're going to go to Andrew in Pleasant Prairie for a question about the Packers here on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light. Andrew in Pleasant Prairie, what do you got for us?
What's up, boys? Hey, congrats on moving on from the show. We'll miss you for sure. But before you go, it's officially, unofficially Bear Week out here, and I just want to know some insight from you before you depart. So, what's your take? Will the Packers defense win them the game? All I hear on ESPN Chicago down here on the state line is they're real concerned about their O-line and their protection and who's going to actually be available for the game. So let's hear what you got.
All right. Thank you for the call, Andrew.
Thank you for the call.
I think a lot of it depends on the health of Rashawn Gary, right? If Rashawn Gary is healthy and has the explosiveness that he normally does, I think that the Packers can rush Justin Fields, could put pressure on him, can disrupt that offense. I think that is actually probably going to be one of the, at least here locally, is the least talked about element of that game against Chicago. A lot of focus is going to be how is this young Packers offense going to perform in a real game. I mean, this is going to be the first game that Jordan Love prepared for as a starter and is going to be the starter of. Throwing the ball to a lot of guys, only guys in their first or second year.
Look, and the biggest thing that you mentioned about Rashawn Gary that I love for this defense is if he is healthy and is able to disrupt, we do know that the cornerbacks have the ability to make plays. But where I am most interested in for this game on the defensive side of things is Devondre Campbell and Quay Walker. How are they going to use Quay Walker? How are they going? I feel like he's the perfect guy, not like a QB spy, but hey, Justin Fields, when they roll him out, and since they have a crappy offensive line and pull 3 different guys and try and get them in space, can those 2 guys stop Justin Fields? And when they made Justin Fields throw last year at the end of the game, 2 interceptions, just sitting in the pocket. Make him make throws in the pocket.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. The other interesting part about that offense for the Bears is they've got a lot of speed weapons on the outside. They got Foreman now that they're going to be able to bash in the middle. You got Herbert. That's going to be a test
DJ
for the
Moore,
Packers.
Darnell Mooney, yeah.
I'm even saying just the running back position. There's a lot of playmakers on that offense, and Luke Getsy over there is the offensive coordinator. He knows Joe Barry. He knows that Packers defense. He knows the Packers. That will be a really good test, I think, coming up on September 10th. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light. Bud Light brewed to be a delicious and easy-to-drink beer, even when the little things in life are hard, like Anders Carlson misses a game-winning field goal. But the game is going into overtime, and now you have even more time to enjoy it and a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today.
Our second to last.
Joshy just waved.
Did you just wave?
Joshy just waved
have you
me
ever
down.
Seen that?
This is a return of a legend.
This is Gary in a semi who had possibly one of the great calls in the history of Scalzo and Brust.
Oh, Gary.
Yep.
What a great voice.
Gary, welcome to Scalzo and Brust.
How you doing, guys?
Great. How are you?
What the hell's going on? Because I drive a semi, my hours are always changing. So, for a while, I was in bed by the time y'all came on. And now I was listening yesterday, and the show's ended. What the hell? What's going on?
Well, Gary, I'm stepping into a different position within the company, and that's going to, mean that this show comes to an end. Ben will still be on the airwaves. He'll still be on ESPN Wisconsin.
I'll still talk about my sphincter.
And he'll still talk about his hinder. But yeah. I mean, the other thing, Gary, is now we're both having kids, which means Benny's going to be able to share his wipes with his kid.
All right. Well, I got 13 grandchildren.
Wow.
So,
how many diapers are you changing, Gary?
None. No.
Gary.
When I did my granddaughter, the very first one, her mom had PPD really bad, so we ended up actually having her for 6 months straight. And I helped the wife. I did change diapers with her, but I told her, I said, this is the last child that I'm going to change diapers on. And somehow I was able to hold to that.
Can you give us the best? Are you in your truck?
Yes, I am.
Give us the best truck horn you've ever given.
Wait a minute. There's a motorcycle here. I don't want to freak them out.
Be safe for your job.
I'm going through the construction zone. By North Avenue and that.
You don't need to do that, Gary. If you can't do it at the time, that's fine. We do want to play you out, though, with one of the all-time great liners. This is you in your legendary call here on Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo and Brust.
I thought to myself, man, I got to go out and have a beer with these clowns. They're pulling off this kind of stuff, talking about dude wiping his hinder or not wiping it, whatever it was. and it went off the rails, and I was like, man, these guys got these people to pay them to do this on the radio.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast.
So thank you for that moment, Gary. And let's get a beer. Let's get a beer at some point.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, what'd be the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Joshy, get his number off
Josh,
the air.
you'll get your contact info off the air. We'll have a Bud Light together. Gary in a semi. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. We need caller number 10 in honor of potentially the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Jordan Love, with all the excitement that's been talking about. Who knows? Caller number 10 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Caller 10 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? 15 questions, 90 seconds to see if you can be smarter than this mastermind, Ben Brust. That's coming up next. So make sure that you are tuning in. Scalzo and Brust presented by Bud Light.
Well, we have an accident along 94 westbound right at the county line off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. We've also got a problem on northbound 41 right at North Avenue. The right lane's blocked with the broken down vehicles. That's starting to slow things down from Watertown Plank Road up to that point. And one more accident in the Hale interchange, technically at 92nd Street on 894 eastbound. We've got, looks like the left lane is blocked with emergency crews with this accident. It's going to be really slow right out of the zoo all the way down 894 onto 894 eastbound. Traffic is brought to you by Mars Cheese Castle in Kenosha. Scan the QR code at the castle for a chance to win 2 tickets for the September 10th Green and Gold game. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for official contest rules. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, breezy, and cool. A low of 57 at the lake, 50 inland. And tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
If you're looking for a way to stay hydrated and energized, just keep it simple with Water Joe. 2 simple ingredients. That's right, water and caffeine. So you get the health of staying hydrated and that extra boost of energy that we all need. No sugar, no additives, no off flavors, just great tasting water with caffeine to give you a boost. That's all. Next time you want some healthy, clean energy to get you through the day, hydrate and energize with my great friends at Water Joe.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
Party,
this is Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light
party,
on 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Scalzo and Brust. Whoa. Let's try that again. Ben's doing jumping jacks right outside of the window here. Scalzo and Brust, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Ben Brust, currently, as I said, doing jumping jacks outside of the studio. I'm Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio, Hunter Vaughn, you, the Scalzo and Brust family, calling, texting, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. 5 more shows left of Scalzo and Brust, including today, before we wrap it up on September 8th. We've got the rest of the day, and then we come back a week from today to wrap up the week 1 of the NFL season. I don't know how I'm supposed to focus with him dancing like that there. I say that to say that this is the second to last, Greg Scalzo hosted Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on Scalzo and Brust. There's a lot of qualifiers there, but I'm putting them in. And so this one is going to be dedicated to Linda. Joshy?
For those of you who say that Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Presented by Water Joe. No off flavors, no sugar, and no additives that Ben doesn't know how to pronounce. Just water and caffeine, that's all. Hydrate and energize with Water Joe.
Is it a good strategy or a bad strategy for Ben to tire himself out through physical activity?
It's terrible. He needs everything working in his advantage for this. He's historically bad at this game. Everyone.
He's fake mooning the camera. He's putting on a show. You can stream Scalzo and Brust and all of our ESPN Wisconsin content on YouTube. Check us out there or Wisconsin on demand. Today's contestant, Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Will in Hartford. Will, do you believe you are smarter than Ben Brust?
I'm going to give it my best shot. I think so.
All right. I like the positive energy here. Here's how we're going to find out, Will. I got 15 questions to ask you in 90 seconds, whichever comes first. If you don't know the answer to a question, you are allowed to say skip or pass. We'll then revisit that after we get through the original 15. If you score more correct answers than Ben Brust, you will win 2 18 packs of Water Joe, plus a fabulous swag pack. Any questions? Are you good to go?
Nope, let's do it.
Will in Hartford, and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? In 3, 2, 1. What are the holes on the moon's surface called?
Craters.
The body of the Egyptian Sphinx was based on which animal?
A lion.
How many Great Lakes are there?
5.
What comes after million, billion, and trillion?
Zillion.
What day is St. Patrick's Day celebrated?
March 17th.
What part of the heart gets clogged and causes heart disease?
Arteries.
Where is the medulla oblongata in the human body?
The throat.
Which singer was killed by his fan in New York outside the Dakota?
Pass.
What is the top color in the rainbow?
Red.
Which company owns Xbox?
Microsoft.
What is the opposite of matter called?
Antimatter.
What do we call the flow of blood from the heart to other body parts?
Pass.
What are fingernails made of?
Carcinogen.
What do we call the bones that make up the spine?
Vertebrae.
All right, that counts. Good performance there. Will in Hartford, 8 spot?
9 spot.
9 spot, Will in Hartford. Ben Brust continues to tucker himself out. He doesn't have a good boxing base when he's shadow boxing right now. It's being laughed at by Dr. Ken Harris, who's currently on The Truth. Now he's picking a fight with Dr. Ken Harris. He's not coming to the studio.
He's wearing thin on my nerves.
Really?
Nice.
At this point, there's 4 more shows left.
Trying to be nice.
There's less than 9 hours of Scalzo and Brust left.
Doesn't mean you can't make me mad.
And you're getting sick of Ben Brust.
It's been a long 3 or 4 years. I don't know how long.
Ben, there's less than 9 hours left of Scalzo and Brust. And Josh DiMaggio is already sick of you. He's still sick of you. He's not even embracing this or using this as like a...
It's called Scalzo and Brust. I don't give a crap about DiMaggio.
All right. Here's how the game is played, Ben. You got 15 questions to answer in 90 seconds, whichever comes first. Do you think it was a good idea for you to tire yourself out? Now can you focus in mentally?
So usually endorphins help mental focus.
Do you have something in your mouth right now?
Yeah.
You're on a radio show.
You can't tell.
I literally could just tell.
By looking at me.
I can tell it in your voice.
No, you can't.
Joshy?
Yeah, you can.
I'll move it down a little bit.
You had the other day, too.
No.
There we go.
You cannot do that on the air. You're a professional.
Those are loose terms.
No, they're not. He's paid to do this.
All right. I'm ready.
15 questions, 90 seconds. Trevor comes first. If you don't know the answer to a question, you're allowed to say skip or pass. We'll then revisit that question after we get through the original 15. If you fail to score more correct answers than Will in Hartford, Will win 2 18 packs of Water Joe and a fabulous swag pack. Is your wrist okay now?
So I was practicing basketball moves because when I was at Labor Day or my niece's birthday party, we were playing basketball outside, and I couldn't flick my wrist without a little pain, so I was testing it out there. We're good.
You ready to play?
Yeah.
All right. Ari's smarter than Ben Brust.
Greg, are you sick of him?
Yes.
I'm not sick of him. I am just flabbergasted that he would dare to put that in his mouth while we were hosting a radio show. And that his initial reaction wasn't, oh, I forgot to take it out when I came back in here.
I mean, I did.
It was him defending it yeah.
This is cool.
I'll put it further down in my mouth. And then you telling me that he was doing it the other day.
Not in the show.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I would have noticed.
Yeah, he would have noticed. He doesn't miss anything. He's quick.
We ready to go?
Do I got a chance?
You're about a plus 550.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's worse than the Packers' odds to win the North.
Ben Brust. In 3, 2, 1. What are the holes on the moon's surface called?
Crevices.
The body of the Egyptian Sphinx was based on which animal?
Camels.
How many Great Lakes are there?
5.
What comes after million, billion, and trillion?
Quadrillion.
What day is St. Patrick's Day celebrated?
March 13th.
What part of the heart gets clogged and causes heart disease?
Arteries.
Where is the medulla oblongata in the human body?
The brain.
Which singer was killed by his fan in New York outside the Dakota?
John Wayne.
What is the top color in the rainbow?
Red.
Which company owns Xbox?
Microsoft.
What is the opposite of matter called?
Atoms.
What do we call the flow of blood from the heart to other body parts?
Pass.
What are fingernails made of?
Water?
What do we call the bones that make up the spine?
Pass.
What primarily causes the Earth's tides through gravitational pull?
The moon.
What do we call the flow of blood from the heart to other body parts? You passed on that one?
Yeah, I did, and it's called
3, 2.
Blood rush.
I mean, my God. I hope Linda enjoyed that one because, by God, were you an idiot right there.
I don't know about that.
That's bad. That's bad.
There's some bad ones in there. The holes on the moon's surface are called craters, not crevices.
Same starting.
Lion is the body of the Egyptian Sphinx, not camel. Do you know what the Sphinx is?
No.
How?
I've never been to the pyramids.
He was forced through school because of his ability to play basketball.
Yeah, but this was even young in school. Like, you learn about, like, ancient Egypt in elementary school.
Is Egypt the hieroglyphics?
Yes. Do you know what the Sphinx is? Like, when I say Sphinx, do you even know what I'm talking about?
It's like the Pharaoh guy?
No, that would be
Close.
the Pharaoh.
I mean, at least it's like
Is the Sphinx the thing that the Pharaoh carries?
Oh my God, you're getting further and further away. How many Great Lakes are there? You nailed that one with 5. That's good.
We've had that one a couple times.
Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. Well done.
Boom.
St. Patrick's. And by the way, congratulations, Will and Hartford. You're officially smarter than Ben Brust. Will came in with a 9 spot. Ben with a 4 spot. 7 spot.
Hey!
Ben is now 8 and 27 against adults, 9 and 28 against adults and children.
Ding, ding, ding.
25% clip.
You said St. Patrick's Day was March 13th. Famously, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
Close.
Part of the heart that gets clogged that causes heart disease is arteries. You nailed that one. The medulla oblongata. I was waiting for you to do a water boy impression there, which is the only reason you know this.
The medulla oblongata. Mama said, but Mama said the alligators are full of sunshine.
Sick reference, though, bro. Your references are out of control. Everyone knows that.
John Wayne. What is your favorite John Wayne song?
I don't know.
Like what kind of music?
Country?
John Wayne, famous country music singer. Not the singer that was killed by his fan in New York outside of the Dakota. That would be a different John. John Lennon.
Beatles.
Nailed it.
Thanks.
Yoko Ono. We did this an entire show around Yoko Ono. I believe we played her screaming on the show at one point. How you forget that entire thing?
That doesn't Yoko Ono screaming was never on the show.
Definitely was.
Yes.
Why would she be screaming because he was shot?
She does it famously in a live performance that they perform.
When you push all of this information out of your brain, what enters the brain?
Whatever I think needs to stay.
No, I think it's just at capacity.
Its capacity just isn't that high. That was mean, Josh. Funny, but mean. The top color of the rainbow, you guys both nailed it, is red. I would not have gotten
red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple?
Roy G. Biv.
Wouldn't have gotten that.
Sometimes violet.
Microsoft owns Xbox. You both nailed that. The opposite of matter is not atoms. It is
solids?
Antimatter.
Solids?
Atoms are quite literally the foundation of all matter.
Correct.
Solid?
No, that's matter.
Antimatter is the opposite of matter. You don't know what matter is.
Wait, he's not getting it. He's answering it. Antimatter is the answer.
Okay. Physics, I got a D.
Just no interest. Like, do you ever think about the world around you? Like, how things are happening to the point where we're talking, or like how any of it works?
I think it's a beautiful.
How you stay on Earth.
I think it's a beautiful creation. I'm happy to have my 2 feet on the ground, baby.
And just you're completely content in life, going through life, not even thinking about how things fit together or why you don't fly off the surface or why.
No, sometimes I think I'm just going to fly off the surface at any moment, but I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Why?
Blood flow, flow of blood. Go ahead, ask the question.
Like, why on the moon do they look like they're boinging and
He literally doesn't understand
Boing.
gravity. Like the very basics.
Yeah.
What comes up must come down.
Foundationally, there's a lack of understanding.
Inertia. What's
It's not
set in
the
motion will be in
foundational lack
motion.
of understanding or like remembering the terminology that's interesting to me about, but it is the pure lack of curiosity of any of it.
There's something where as you grow older,
You guys know I'm here.
Yeah, you start to piece together the world and things start to make sense, like interconnectedly. He just seems to be able to pull things out of the air randomly with no relation to why they
And
exist.
usually when you understand, you're like are interested in you're really sort of like trying to capture the totality of like the world around you and also just how small it is and the vast existence of everything out there. It usually sort of like humbles you and sort of like allows you to like recognize your place in it.
Still waiting on that.
I think Benny's getting there, but
yeah,
I'll be humbled one day.
February 7th?
6th.
The flow of blood from the heart to other body parts, circulation, not blood rush.
Took a stab.
Fingernails made of water. Take me through that one.
For some reason, I thought water freezes and turns into something hard.
Your fingernails are ice.
They're not.
But you said water freezes and turns into something else. Quite literally, when water freezes, it turns into ice.
Dude, I was like, what are these things made out of? It's not skin. It's not rock.
I can't.
Like, what? Why?
The fact that rock was answer 3? It went water to skin to rock. Like when he thought that an elephant tusk was made out of wood.
So,
he's taking natural elements of the world.
How do you think? See, there's over so many questions. How does he think rocks occur? Humans are just extruding rock.
Can you guys give me the answer? How about an A, B, C, or
See,
D?
here's the problem.
You're not even going to know what it is.
Yeah.
When you
Give
say
me an A, B, C, or D.
Cartilage.
I don't even know
what else to put out there. Yeah. Bone.
That's a good one.
Josh, why don't you give a couple here?
I don't like what can we even?
It's cartilage.
Ligament.
It's cartilage.
No, we were looking for the third one. We were going to leave the last one for you. It's keratin.
How would I know that?
Vertebrae, the bones that make up the spine. The moon is what causes the Earth's tides through gravitational pull. Not enough water, Joe, today?
No, I had plenty of water, Joe. You see those jumping jacks I did before the
Interesting
segment?
strategy.
The endorphin strategy did not work, but Water Joe always works. Healthy and clean energy, no off taste, 85 milligrams of caffeine. So you look at that soda, you look at that energy drink, and you're thinking, do I want to put this in my body? No, you want to put clean, healthy energy in your body. Water with caffeine, go find it at Metcalf, Sendix, Fleet Farm, Miller's or Fox Brothers, because Water Joe is there for you whenever you need it. You need energy, you got it. You need hydration, you got it. All in one, Water Joe.
You said rock, Greg.
I don't even know where we go next. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
He's better at golf than you, but Ben Brust, today you win, and are you smarter than Ben Brust?
That's so sad for me, honestly.
Why is that so sad for you?
Scalzo and Brust.
Because they have an entire show to see how many people are smarter than you, and then in the beginning they call you an idiot. So there's not a lot going for you.
She's not wrong.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
We do still have a couple of accidents up on the board. 41 southbound right at Capitol Drive. The right lane is blocked, so it's going to be causing some big delays through there. Also on 894 eastbound right at 92nd Street, just as you're getting out of the Hale interchange, we've got an accident on the left shoulder, and that's backing things up all the way back to the Zoo interchange. Eastbound 94 backing up from the Zoo all the way to 27th Street. We've got the westbound side backed up out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, breezy and cool. A low of 57 at the lake, 50 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 72. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Labor Day week here on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by Perky's Old Fashioned, a ready-to-pour bourbon or brandy mix with the alcohol already in it. Just add the soda of your choosing to their Perky's brandy or bourbon mix and enjoy. Find your nearest Perky's location at perkyspirits.com and get 15% off Perky's merch using the code PERKY15. Happy Labor Day from 94.5 ESPN and Perky's Old Fashioned. Get perked up. Perky's is your local bartender in a bottle.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, where vintage racing lives on. Experience the sights, sounds, and smells from motorsport's pioneering age in historic Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Road America's 2023 season offers numerous opportunities to watch vintage race cars take on the iconic 4-mile road course. The Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the 2023 Road America race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Pick up everything you need to wrap up summer and head into Labor Day at Fleet Farm.
Get deals on cookout favorites and snacks like an American Gourmet 3-burner gas grill by Charbroil. On sale $149.99. A 16-pound bag of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, $9.99. 24-pack of Fleet Farm bottled water, just $3. And 1-pound bags of pistachios are just $6.49. We have what you need for your everyday life. Fleet Farm.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Can we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
If you are among the 6 million Americans living with Alzheimer's or care for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, there is free help and support available 24/7. Visit alz.org or call 800-272-3900.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
Scalzo and Brust presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, you, the Scalzo and Brust family. How would you grade your performance there, Benny? And are you smarter than Ben Brust as you fall to 8-27 on the year?
It was a C-. There were some bad answers, but there were also some very astute answers.
Josh and Heartland chimes in, not the official and unofficial voice coach of the Scalzo and Brust family. Says, Greg, congrats on the new position at GKB, but I'm going to miss your energy and voice. The show isn't the same without either of you off, but it's going to be difficult change without you to lead the show anymore at all. To say that the Scalzo and Brust fam is mourning is an understatement. Well, thank you, Josh and Heartland. You're going to be in good hands. You're going to be in Ben Brust's hands. Leroy's calling back just because he's sad, I think. Leroy, welcome back into Scalzo and Brust. You make us happy. Let's celebrate the time that we have together, Leroy.
Cherish it.
Okay, here we go, fellas. I'm going to celebrate you guys. Okay, I'm going to give congrats to Brust and Josh DiMaggio on their newborn kids. Congratulations to you guys. Hope you guys prosper with you guys. Yeah, baby. You know it. You know it. I love you guys. And Scalzo, I know you ain't leaving me, man. I wish you the best on your endeavors, and I'm going to continue to be a loyal listener. I come back to us. That's all I got to say. I love you guys, and I hope to meet you guys. Josh got my personal number. Get my number from him. Contact me anytime you want to. We're going to have to meet up like the last caller. We're going to have to meet up with, I'm going to have to meet up with you guys personally. I want to meet up with you guys.
Let's do it.
We're slinging some suds together.
All right.
Let's do it.
Love you, Leroy.
Thank you for the call.
Man. 800-990-ESPN 352 says rocks form when people clip their fingernails and they fall to the ground. It's amazing. Love to hang out with Leroy.
Me too.
AC from Milwaukee says, "Are you smarter?" episode today. One word, hilarious.
I don't know what's so funny.
You thought that rocks made your fingernails.
Maybe
that was the
ice.
third option. Yeah. Water was
even probably more ridiculous.
Which was ridiculous? More ridiculous.
I mean, rocks is more ridiculous because you just somehow have it in your head that like 80% of your body is water and you can't figure out where the water is.
I still don't know
so you're like,
where's all the water.
Maybe it's the fingernails.
So here's what happened.
Right, we're not doing this. Benny.
No, we're doing this real quick.
Not.
I tripped over a tablecloth and my wrist was punctured.
Yes.
I didn't see any water come out.
Are you actually being this dumb?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
What liquid?
Do you know those things like that you had when you were kids where you would drop them in and they would absorb water and they would sort of turn into like a toy? No. Josh knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're essentially sponges.
Chia Pets?
I mean, I feel like Ben is turning his nose up. Like, oh, you guys went to the dollar store to buy your toys?
No, I'm not.
Like your skin contains water.
Wait,
your blood is water.
I was going to say, why are we going past blood? What substance does blood remind you of?
Like you do realize when you have a soda, there's a lot of water in soda. When you have a beer, it's mostly water.
I didn't know that. Like
your blood.
Hold on. What do you mean you did not know that?
How does it turn yellow? How does it get the foam?
I feel like 6 years of work, and we're still at how did beer turn yellow and get the foam?
You're leaving in a good place.
You
Look at all the growth we've shown together over 6 years.
You guys went to a distillery together.
Correct. He has no idea that whiskey has water to do with it.
Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey. That's a song. But what I do know is yes.
Real quick, how does the corn make the whiskey without water? How does the corn make the whiskey without water?
I do know that anytime I've been on a brewery tour and distillery tour, I just like nod my head up and down and I'm spaced out.
We've been on at least 3 different brewery tours together.
3?
At least. I'm not even counting distilleries. I'm saying breweries, making beer.
Science wasn't a good subject.
I mean,
it's just in science.
I got a D in chemistry and a C in physics.
It's basic logic. Like, what do you mean you didn't realize there was beer or water in beer?
I mean, I figured it'd be like, it makes more sense now that we're talking about it. It's just stuff that I don't think about or talk about or care to know. The beer tastes good, I drink it.
What do you think about?
Our fantasy draft tonight.
Oh, man. Daniel the Sloth chimes in and says, seriously, is Ben actually having a baby?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
I've seen the ultrasound. I've seen the heartbeat. The anatomy scan is 20 weeks.
I think Ben should Billy Madison himself with his child and just redo school.
Should I go to school with my child?
Yeah, it'd be great. It would be great for you. It'd be great for your relationship with your kid, and it would be great content for everybody else.
I'm open to it.
I mean,
Any school principals out there?
No, he already doesn't understand the segment that Joshy's promoting.
We're going to get approval from the higher-ups.
Your kid is 5 years away from kindergarten.
Let's get on the wait list.
Ben Brust, smart. It all works together when you're working with the folks at Smart Spaces, right?
They make me smart.
Because they take care of everything technologically you need to do
anything
in your company's space.
I press join meeting, and then all of a sudden the technology, it makes me feel like I'm in 2020 or like 2050 is what I was going for.
That's what we've got here at our new build out at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Thanks to our friends at Smart Spaces. They make your company's space smarter, technologically integrated, and able to perform beautifully across all virtual meeting environments. With Smart Spaces, they make that dream a reality. Your company's ability to navigate the virtual world. They have a listen-first culture to learn your business's needs and provide seamless solutions for your office. All we did was show him Ben Brust, and we said, put all the technology you can into the building. So all Ben has to do is push 1 or 2 buttons when he walks into a room, and he's connected to whomever he needs to be connected to. And Smart Spaces said, great, yep, we've got it. They made it happen. They can make it happen for you. Improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com. Daniel the Sloth says, okay, Ben, how did you make that baby since you seem not to know how anything else is made?
Very nice. I like.
Sick reference, though, bro. Your references are out of control. Everyone knows that.
We do the sexy time.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Clearly, you can have incredible talents and just be totally screwed up.
Were you referencing me?
No.
Okay. I just
not at all. You're not screwed
that.
up at all. You're one of the best salespeople I've ever dealt with. I mean, on the air, you're weird, but...
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
We do still have a couple of accidents up on the board. 41 southbound right at Capitol Drive. The right lane is blocked, so it's going to be causing some big delays through there. Also on 894 eastbound right at 92nd Street, just as you're getting out of the Hale interchange, we've got an accident on the left shoulder, and that's backing things up all the way back to the Zoo interchange. Eastbound 94 backing up from the Zoo all the way to 27th Street. We've got the westbound side backed up out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, breezy and cool. A low of 57 at the lake, 50 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 72. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
If you're Dak Prescott, if you're worried about they brought in Trey Lance to take my job, then you know it, you're right. He's not the Cowboys quarterback. Jerry Jones does not believe in him, whether it's this year, 2023, or 2024, when he can opt out or the Cowboys don't have to re-sign him. If Dak Prescott's going to feel some sort of way by a guy who proved that he could not play when the San Francisco 49ers traded 3 first-round picks from, gave him all the meats and cheeses he needed, and then after they said, oh, man, he can't play. We got to move on from him. If you're afraid of that kind of competition, if you're Dak Prescott, then you're going to justify everything you just said. The difference is with what you went through at Duke and what the Cowboys are, quote-unquote, doing with Dak Prescott is that Coach K was never a desperate man. He never put a sense of desperation on you guys. The difference between Chris Duhon and Trey Lance, you knew Chris Duhon could play. We don't know if Trey Lance can play.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
Oh, make me over. I'm all I wanna be. I walk and study.
Scalzo and Brust presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I know I've seen some Mick Ultras as well. At Road America, where vintage racing lives on. Josh, are we good?
What was that?
I have no idea. That's never happened before.
Experience the sights, sounds, and smells from motorsport's pioneering age at historic Elkhart Lake. The 4-mile road course is amazing. You can watch the Aaron's Art of Wheels Vintage Weekend wrap up the 2023 race season September 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience like the food, the go-kart racing, the beaches, the family fun zone, and stay for the race. The wonderful action, Turn 5's amazing. Road America, America's National Park of Speed, roadamerica.com.
Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, you the Scalzo Brust family, calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. That is how you can get into the show. A lot of excitement, a lot of hype around this Green Bay Packers team right now. In a season where I thought fans were going to kind of have a reprieve, right? From like, oh, there's such high expectations, and you could just kind of go into this season wide-eyed and see how the other half lives after 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play. Kind of go back to 2008 when the whole goal was, let's just see if this Rodgers guy is the guy. Now do that with Love. But the expectations on this team continues to rise, and nobody's placing him higher than Dan Orlovsky. Here's what Mr. Orlovsky had to say.
Gootlicker
On Get Up.
Jordan Love played every way that you would hoped he would have played in the preseason. Now, the reality is expectations have been elevated. So how does Jordan Love and the football team and Matt LaFleur go about handling them is going to determine how good they really become this year. I've said it. I think if Jordan Love plays the way in the regular season that he did in the preseason, not only are they a playoff team, they are an NFC championship contender. There's no question about it.
It's such an impossible task. Like, Joshy, here, this is where we're crossing the line, right? You were Mr. I don't want to see preseason, I can't learn anything. But now we're taking preseason results and trying to take that and put it into the regular season. And isn't it fair to draw the line there? Like, that is even further from, like, learning. You're going to learn 100 times more in the week one than you will in the three preseason games the Packers played.
Yeah, I don't even know how important it is to talk about whether preseason, what we saw in preseason matters or not. You can determine on your own how much value you think there is there. I'm terrified that the Packers are the team that everybody gets on, that ends up being a massive failure. It happens all the time, and there's seemingly no reason. Like, the Packers are a dog to make the playoffs, like a large dog to make the playoffs. And now we're talking about them competing to be in the Super Bowl. They're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers or the Eagles. Like, what has to go wrong for those teams for that to be the case? I'm as bullish on this team as anybody, but it's out of control. Is it just because they're getting clicks at ESPN because this is so popular to talk about because Packers fans are rabid? We're not based in reality anymore.
6-10 in Aaron Rodgers' first season, over 4,000 yards, and arguably better weapons to throw to, right? And so now you're heading into a year with a lot of uncertainty at those skill positions outside the running back, and the defense hasn't shown that like they're a top 10 consistent defense. Why so? I think we're drunk.
800
not analysis.
990-3776. Drunk on excitement for the Green Bay Packers. Torey Lowe certainly is. We were talking 10 wins, but that's the bar. Like, I know that it's a tough feeling for you, Joshy, but again, pressure is a privilege, right? Like, to have high expectations is something that you should embrace. And I think the expectations of this team kind of went from that 7-win, can they get to 8 wins, match last year's win total, all the way up to, like, is this a double-digit win team now? Like, can they win the division? Is this Packers team, that it feels like a disappointment if they don't?
The Packers just got rid of the oldest player on their team yesterday, which was Pat O'Donnell. The team is going to...
He doesn't count. He's a punter. Sorry, Norman, but he's a punter.
If this team has success, they would be, like, historic in terms of how young they were and how much success they would have. It just doesn't happen in the NFL. It's not how it works. There's too much inexperience.
Historic. That's Matt LaFleur's middle name. 13-3, 13-3, 13-3. Nobody's won 13 games, 3 straight seasons to start their NFL head coaching career.
The damn kicker's kicking
he
the
made
ground
a
before the ball.
57-yarder.
He's still, like, it doesn't make, we're in La La Land. And I've been known to live in La La Land, but it's gone too far for me.
You know what, Josh? Pat on the back to you. Give yourself a round of applause. Because I wanted to see how far you'd go in La La Land, and you drew the line. You drew the line at the NFC Championship game comments.
You can make a case for 10 games. I won't agree with you, but it could happen. Things break your way.
We did say 6. I would say of us three, the 6 to 10 game window is probably the most fair you should put this team. I'm on the lower end of that window.
But doesn't it feel like you listen to Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky and Stephen A. Smith, their window seems to be 8 to 12?
It seems like they're setting us up to absolutely destroy us if the Packers team goes like 7 wins.
Well, they've done a good job of it. Like if they've tried to build the hype train up and the Packers stink, they have talking points.
They've built expectations so high that if they fail, they can say Matt LaFleur's on the hot seat because this team didn't perform to the lofty goals we set for them out of thin air.
Mark Murphy, literally, I guess it was before the first preseason game, said we'll know by around week 8 of the NFL season if Jordan Love's the guy moving forward. But we played three preseason games, and now they're going to compete for the NFC Championship game.
Logan in Milwaukee chimes in. Do you think Ben actually earned a D in chemistry? No, I don't.
No, I earned that.
I
There's
feel
an
like
operative word.
Yeah, earned. I feel like you were given a D, but I feel like...
No. I earned it. Like, I did everything I could to get a passing grade.
I know, but it seems like maybe they gave you the passing grade because you're Ben Brust and not because you're actually... I don't know. That's just based on...
That's irresponsible.
Based on the fact that you don't understand how your body could have any water in it because when you puncture yourself, water doesn't pour out. Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty fair thing for people to...
Now, did blood not come out of my wound when I got stabbed because I was dehydrated, potentially? Because water...
What do you mean blood didn't...
Like, when you saw my gash, right?
I don't look at it for long. It's gross.
But no blood came out of it.
I'm sure some blood came out of it.
Hold on. Do you think your body is just like a pool of blood that's
he does not
floating?
understand the cardiovascular system.
So, like,
do you know what veins are?
System,
pulmonary. Thank you.
Veins bring blood to the heart.
So if you don't hit a vein, then like,
what's gonna bleed?
Yeah, but so if I get a paper cut, some blood comes out. I didn't hit a vein. Explain that.
You're gonna have good conversations with your 2 to 4-year-old, with your toddler. There's certain parts of your body that have more blood in them, which generally will associate itself as well with more like touch, things like that.
Movement.
Yeah, he's technically right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm learning. See, this is why we do Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? To educate.
We need to have a chat with Ben's significant other and be like, careful with the things you're letting him teach. Because we might end up with a kid that has all the wrong ideas.
Cam from the Heights says,
right ones.
Who's going to teach Ben all these life lessons? The fam is going to miss this.
The family. The family will still exist.
Hilsey asks, are you allowed to have your name on a whiskey and not know how it was made? I know how it was made, Hilsey. Joshy knows how it was made, Hilsey.
I was buzzed up when we were tasting the barrels.
Ben didn't even do it. Did you do the full distillery tour there? No,
Yeah.
we just did the barrel house that time, I think.
Oh, barrel house. I was there. I popped the little cork thing.
The bunghole.
The bunghole. It's fun to say.
800-990-3776. Scalzo and Brust presented by Bud Light. We'll come back, continue to talk Packers, a little Badgers.
5 shows left.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
It's very strange to me, this whole thing.
It's not. It's Ben felt like this was his birthday, and he wanted things exactly to be his way. And when some other kid brought cupcakes to his birthday, he had a fit and threw a tantrum. It's an adult tantrum, so it was very passive-aggressive, but it was a tantrum nonetheless.
Makes sense.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown is amazing. They have everything you need to help with your health. How about testosterone treatment? You can see where you can gain muscle, build tone, help perform in the bedroom. That matters. Big T helps with energy, concentration, mood. I went in there, got my blood drawn so we can see my baseline stats, see where I'm deficient anywhere in my body, and they will make a plan with me. ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com. Go book a free confidential consultation. It's going to be amazing. It will change your life. Also, they have penile enlargement. If you look down, maybe think you could use a little more. Forward Healthy Lifestyles.
They talk about everything, but sports always comes first.
Going into the season, are you confident or scared?
I ain't never scared. I'm slightly concerned.
Slightly concerned.
And what are you?
I'm okay. I mean, I'm pretty confident I'm right about 7, so that doesn't bother me.
I'm sure what you are.
I'm either scared or slightly concerned. I'm definitely not cautiously optimistic. I'm not. If you pick 7 wins, you can't be cautiously optimistic.
Spend your afternoons with Homer and Tony. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN. UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Greendale's Gabe Torres. The Panthers' senior wide receiver having an outstanding night in their 48-40 win over Alcorn in Week 2. In the game, Torres had 6 catches for a total of 148 yards, and to go along with it, the class of 2024 product got into the end zone 3 times. The win for Greendale was their first win of the season and a nice bounce-back victory following the season opener in which they fell 34-7 to Badger High School. Next up, Torres and the Panthers will take on Cudahy at home in a Thursday night contest. Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Kessler's works with crazy genius diamond cutters around the globe.
But we keep our crazy genius jewelry designers right here at home,
where we can keep them busy.
Monica, I heard we gave our design team a challenge.
Yes. We gathered all 14 of them together and made their eyes sparkle with joy.
What did you say?
I said we wanted each of them to design a pendant that looks and feels like springtime.
Springtime! New life!
14 designers? 14 pendants?
Yes, and we manufactured exactly 8 copies of each of these 14 designer pendants.
There are only 112 of these limited edition pendants in the whole world?
Yep, and they will sell for only $299.
Wow.
One last thing, we're donating all the profits to the charity of the designer's choice.
Being employee-owned gives us the freedom to do fun things.
And then we share those things with you, the people we love.
See the crazy genius designer pendants at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increased cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Got to give a shout out to Gina Dell and Pella Windows and Doors in Wisconsin.
Gina, Bobina, Gina, Bobina.
The birds and the bees, Ben doesn't understand those. He doesn't understand nature, but he understands that you want to keep the birds and the bees out of your house.
I'm having a child. I understand the birds and the bees.
You literally don't understand like how birds and bees, like how do you think a creature like birds
came from
exists?
dinosaurs?
Exactly. But he does understand. You want to keep them out of your house.
Roll screens, baby.
The 250 series from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin include exclusive hidden screens, which can stay inside the window while you're not using it, and whoop, pop out when you are. If you bundle and save 250 series patio door and 8 double hung windows with exclusive hidden screens, you can pay as low as $188 per month. Now that is a good deal. PellaWI.com/radio, or stop by their experience center in Brookfield or on the Beltline in Madison. AC from Milwaukee says Ben's kid will exceed Ben's intelligence early on. What's the plus minus age on that? 4?
That's pretty rude.
Yeah, that is rude. Says, also sad Scalzo's leaving. Calls me the best host in Wisconsin, and congrats on 2 babies. Thank you, AC in Milwaukee.
Thank you, AC in Milwaukee.
I appreciate that.
I
Love
appreciate
you
it, too. Love you, too.
Andy from Sunny P is volunteering to teach your kid about all the science things.
We could use a science tutor. I won't be able to do the homework. Girlfriend told me she wasn't good at science. Science is going to be a big deficiency in this kid.
Dwayne in Sheboygan says, let's really confuse Ben. What is the liquid called when you get a blister?
Huh? Blood? Oh, blister. That's pus.
He's saying serum, but I feel like pus is acceptable, no?
No, pus is very different. That's white blood cells.
All right, see? Josh is a science guy.
But when I get like when the blister's red and you can see it and it's not bleeding.
For those that don't know, we are having children not together, but at the same time, 10 days apart in February. That was the exciting news from yesterday. The exciting news from Friday. The show is wrapping up on September 8th.
Exciting news?
It's bittersweet news. We have exciting announcement coming up tomorrow. Wilde and Tausch on ESPN Wisconsin. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll tell you what's going on in the afternoons here, replacing Scalzo and Brust. We're off the rest of the week. We're back the week of the 4th. 4 more shows. 4 more shows.
4 more shows. 4 more shows. I love you, Greg.
Joe and Amber coming up next to Madison and Beaver Dam in Milwaukee. It's the Marquette season kickoff show with Brian D. and Gabe Neitzel.